This is my review of the Rising of the Shield Hero episode 24. And I really don't think any of us were all that surprised by Ark's betrayal here. But he had a really good point. These three are nowhere near being considered worthy enough to be called heroes. I mean, this goddamn you spear hero, this triumphant pose, seriously? I mean, seriously? What the frick are you... Literally a week ago, you were on the ship vomiting your brains out. Now you're, freaking captain of the seas? What the freak happened with you? And oh my god, Sword Hero is even more pathetic. He literally spent the entire flight hugging the main mast because apparently he's afraid of water, which, yeah, he really sucks. And, oh my god, seriously. All three of them agreed that they didn't want to fight together. They said, oh, we leveled up enough in Calmira that we can handle this. We're strong enough. And yet, when they actually fight, they don't put a freaking scratch on the thing. And just, I really need to talk about this for a little while because it really ticked me off. Why are they all using meteor attacks? Why? This is a fish in water who is wet. You use lightning on a fish in water. How did not one of them think to use lightning attacks on this thing? I mean, seriously, they're all just going, oh, we're using meteor because that's my strongest spell. No, you freaking morons. Type advantage, it's a thing. Look it up. Somebody has to have explained that to you at some point. And, oh my god, this next part. Raftalia launched a harpoon somehow, I don't exactly know, and it did more damage. With Nafumi even saying, she deals more damage than the three heroes at this point. Seriously, Raftalia, a demi-human slave who's been training for, I don't know, 2-3 months, is more powerful than the three heroes. Yeah. Seriously. And then there's just Ark. I mean, he literally hits this thing and just cuts into pieces. It just starts shooting out blood everywhere. Which would really tell you how much more freaking powerful he is than the rest of them, but... Oh my god, in this scene. The items that wave monsters drop all belong to us heroes. Yep. This was actually said by the bow hero. The bow hero who did basically nothing this entire wave. With Nafumi even saying that, you didn't even do anything. You think if the tables reversed, Nafumi didn't do anything, and they fought the waves themselves, they'd be all for giving Nafumi stuff? No, they wouldn't, and I can say that because that's literally what happened in the first wave. They literally gave Nafumi nothing, because they assumed he wasn't doing anything, even though he was actually protecting the freaking people. Oh yeah, also, in the fight with Ark, they fell in the water, and had to be rescued by their parties. Seriously. I mean, this is just sad at this point, how utterly ridiculously stupidly weak and stupid they are. Alright. So, anyway, moving on. I know I said it was very obvious that Ark was going to end up betraying the hero. Even before this episode started, I thought it was definitely going to happen, but this line right here really just nailed it home. It's not often you place so much trust in others. I mean, really, it's so sad that Ark ended up betraying him. Because trust is not something Nafumi really has in anybody except his slaves, essentially. He's betrayed over and over again, and he literally cannot trust anyone. Him trusting Ark was a big step for him, and after being betrayed like this, after finally putting himself out there, I don't know if he'll ever be able to trust anyone else again. On the bright side, though, he still does have one ally in Ark's party. The bracelet that he made for Therese apparently talked to him and said that it was sorry and that it didn't want to fight him anymore, which... okay. Sure, you're betrayed by your first two real friends since coming to this world, but, you made a gemstone friend. That's interesting. I am curious, though, this means that Alexandrite won't be able to use it anymore. Maybe she'll leave it behind. Melty or Philo or somebody will get it instead. That could be interesting. I'd love to see them trying to use its power somehow. So yeah, Therese can actually talk to gemstones. And she has a big-ass gemstone in her forehead, which... Okay, that's certainly interesting, I gotta say. I'm wondering if, like, in this world there are half human, half animal mixes. In her world, there are half gemstone, half human mixes. Like, she's still considered an inferior species in her world. I mean, I said before I thought she was a princess, but... I mean, this could be similar to Nafumi, you know? He took in what is considered a lower class being and had her join his party. Or maybe she really is the noble, and in their world, the gemstone people are the ruling class. I'm honestly not sure. It could go either way. We find out that Therese, Ark are from another world, which not that surprising, considering shield, sword, bow, and spear hero are all from different worlds. Also, apparently, they're heroes. So that's interesting. He does say we're heroes about himself and Alexandrite, but I don't think she's a hero. She doesn't have a weapon. I mean, it's entirely possible she's the crystal hero and the gemstone in her forehead is her legendary weapon. But I don't think that's the case, because for one thing, back in the 2 or 3 episodes ago, her voice didn't auto-translate. Well, Ark's did, because he has the legendary weapon, and the legendary weapon auto-translates for him, so I don't actually think she's a hero. I did originally, but now it seems less likely. But it definitely makes sense that he's the hero. I mean, just look at him. He saved Melty from the fish guy, and then after they blew up all of the kingdom's ships, she cast a rain spell to save them all from burning. And even goes on to say that he won't kill Raftalia and Philo because he feels bad about dragging them into this. But honestly, these actions feel almost cowardly to me. I know that may sound strange, but his whole thing is he's trying to kill the 4 heroes so that the waves destroy their world. And yet he's saving people. He's sparing their lives. He's like, oh, I'm doing such a nice thing for you. I'm sparing you. I'm saving you. But at the same time, he's ultimately planning to murder every last one of them. And I just don't think he's really ready for that. I think he's just in denial about what it is he's really doing. That he is essentially going to murder every last person in this world from his actions. And so he tries to justify to himself. He said, okay, save these people. They're fine. But the reality is they're going to die because of him. And to go out of your way to save people that you're going to murder anyway, it feels cowardly to me. It feels like he's just trying to make himself feel better and not face the true reality of what it is he's doing. At least that's how I interpret it. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Is he a big old coward who just can't accept the reality of what he's doing or not? But moving on, he's an incredibly honest person. He even goes out of his way to say his policy is to fight fair and square, and then explains all of his moves to Nafumi so they are fighting on even terms. Of course, Nafumi then follows it up by explaining all of his moves, but as it turns out, that was an entire trap. He explained how his moves worked, so he could use them a different way as a trap to take them out. And Ark actually seems pretty amused by this whole thing. Though he is really upset when Glass tells him that the shield hero wasn't going all out. I think he's just hurt to find out Nafumi is able to do so much damage against him without really going all out. Oh, yeah, also, did I forget to mention Glass is here? Yeah, as it turns out, she is also a hero from another world. I'm guessing the fan hero. Though, yeah, there's definitely something weird with that logic there. There's a scythe hero, and there's a fan hero. I don't really see how those two fit together. Yeah, I'm not seeing a pattern here. Honestly, when I found out he was the scythe hero, well, when I first started thinking of it, I was thinking, Harvest Moon rules. There'd be a shovel hero, a scythe hero, a hoe hero, and a watering can hero. And I was very excited to find out about the watering can hero and seeing what he could do. But alas, no, we have scythe and fan, and I really couldn't even begin to imagine what other types of heroes there are out there. But good news, she used the tortoise shell cracker move on Fumi again, and it didn't break his shield this time. Which I really like. That's a great sign, you know? I still remember when I first saw that attack used way back when he first fought Glass, and I thought, wow, that is the ultimate move against him. And now she's using it again, and it's not doing as much as it did the first time. He's able to block it. I don't think he's become more powerful than Glass. I'm sure she's not going all out quite yet. But I definitely think he's proven that he's grown quite a bit, and I think this was a great way to show it. So a few other things I want to mention. I'm just amazed by this fleet they started off with. I mean, really. I said multiple times I thought that this whole episode would just be them preparing for the wave, them trying to convince the other heroes, trying to get things set up. Nope, they just told the queen, and she's like, I shall prepare an army of 1,000 ships. With Melty even explaining that dealing with the waves is the job of the royal family. Which makes so much sense now I think about it. I am a little disappointed though, we did not get to see the teleportation skill being used. I've been really wanting to see an explanation of how that skill works since it was first explained, and they couldn't just give us a quick whoo, like effect or a little menu pop up or something for us to see it. Nope, they just did a quick flashback. I used my teleport skill to return to the capital. Okay. We also got a surprising amount of Melty in this episode. I mean, I'm just saying, there was this whole dramatic goodbye, like, twice over already, where she's like, I can't follow anymore, I must complete my duties as a princess. But why? I mean, seriously, she couldn't, leave the princess thing behind for a week or so to go level up in Calmyra so she could be better prepared for the next wave? I mean, she came here to fight in the wave. So I'm assuming she's still going to, rejoin the party whenever they have to fight a wave or something like that, so I feel like it would have just been useful for her to come along to Calmyra. They could have even gone like, oh, Melty will be the ambassador to the people there, or she has to make some alliances with the people there, or something. But they're like, nope, Melty has to stay behind, but don't worry, we'll see her again in 2 weeks. It feels like bad pacing here, There's a whole tearful goodbye. In the next episode, they're like, hey, we came for dinner and this huge party, which Melty is here, so we're all back together. And then 2 episodes of them being separate, while the shield hero was grinding and grinding and grinding, getting super powerful, and now she's back for the big fight. I'm glad she's back for this fight, but I just really don't see why she couldn't have come along. Anyway, then she basically kidnaps the green-haired girl, which... this poor girl. I mean, she was literally tackled to the ground by the freaking princess and told to go to the freaking battle zone. And then later on, Melty shows up all proud and standing firm, telling them they can do it, but the green-haired girl literally rode herself half to death getting her there. This next scene was just something else. They threw barrels into the water that exploded. Yeah, those were full of kohol fruits. You remember kohol fruits? The shield hero was eating them by the handful last episode. He literally ate explosives! Yeah, don't tell me the shield hero isn't OP right now. Just, oh my god, that was something else right there. I loved it. Alright, now I really want to just take apart this fight here because it was absolutely amazing. It was such just great teamwork, such great use of all the skills. He used the Venom Shield to poison him, to weaken him. We had Melty providing backup against Teresa's spells, proving she is actually almost as powerful as Therese. Then Raphtalia came in and used her illusion spells to hide herself. Then Philo jumped in to distract him so that Raphtalia could sneak behind and use her illusions to attack him. But this was also just part of the deception so that the shield hero can launch the dog bite shield to hold him in place so that Philo and Melty can use their Typhoon, their ultimate spell, to take him out. And as he attempted to dodge away from it, this was also part of the plan to hit him with an air shield so that he would get knocked down and that Raphtalia can hit him in the shoulder. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is all in the span of like 30 seconds. It was honestly one of my favorite fighting moments in the entire series so far. It just so beautifully done, so beautifully executed. I just absolutely loved it. And honestly, I've watched it like 10 times already. It just was that good. So, next week is the final episode, and as Therese says, their own world is about to be destroyed, and the only way to stop it is to kill the 4 heroes. which is certainly interesting. I have some theories on why that might be. Kind of seems like only one of the worlds can survive. Both these worlds have been fighting the waves for just absolute generation after generation, and each wave has been getting progressively more difficult, more powerful, more dangerous. And essentially, what's happening is only one of the worlds can survive. For some reason, both of these worlds have been affected by the waves, and they will continue until one of the worlds is utterly destroyed. And they finally reach a point where World B, as I'm going to call them, has said to themselves, that's it, we need to change things. We need to do things differently this time. So instead of, fighting the waves off in their own world, they decided, alright, we're going to go to this other world, kill the heroes, and that way their world will be destroyed by the waves and ours will no longer be affected. Now, if this is the case, I really can't imagine, S.H.I.E.L.D. hero letting their whole world just get destroyed. I could actually see next episode Arc being killed by the S.H.I.E.L.D. hero by mistake or after he loses control with rage mode or something, and then the rest of his heroes' pals swear revenge on him. I could certainly see that happening. I also see Melty being kidnapped, but that's a whole other thing. But how I really think next episode is going to end is Nafumi's going to defeat them just barely, and they're going to retreat back to their world, and Nafumi's going to yell after them, I'll find a way! I'll find a way to save both our worlds! Because, he's the freaking S.H.I.E.L.D. hero. I mean, next episode is called The Rising the S.H.I.E.L.D. hero, which a lot of the fan community has taken to mean that it's the final episode, it's the last one, after this, it's over, there's no season 2. They're just going to try to rush and give us a crappy conclusion here and now. But I don't think it's that simple. I think the name may interpret either to Nafumi unlocking some kind of new power or ability, like rising up and becoming stronger, or him rising up as a hero. Him showing his enemies mercy, him promising to find a way to make peace, promising to find a way to make things right between both their worlds. At least that's how I think it's going to happen. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Is peace possible between our two worlds? Or will one have to die? I mean, like I said, I definitely see Arc being killed in this battle. Hell, maybe then he'll throw himself in front of a sneak attack from Glass to save Nafumi. Definitely see it happening. You also see green-haired girl. She's certainly been interesting so far. They've definitely gone out of their way to include her in almost every episode since the trial, so I'm assuming she's going to play a role. Maybe she'll, switch sides, join S.H.I.E.L.D. Hero's party, or reveal that she has an ancient bloodline, or she came from the other world or something. That'd be interesting. So yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, and until next time, peace.